Hello, welcome to La Vida Fútbol. My name is Laureano. Today's video is a small-sided game, 5 versus 3, with 2 goals and with the possibility of a counterattack action at the end. So for this small-sided game, offensively what we want to work on is movement. So here we have our wingers, and with our wingers we want them to be using that wing to their advantage and spreading the field, using the width of the field so that the defenders have a harder and more difficult time defending them and covering them. Okay, because we have one player in the center that is going into both halves, then it's going to be difficult for them to try to cover everyone because of that outnumbering situation. Okay, so it's important that all players are actively moving, and the player on the opposite end that they are using the width of the field as well, but staying within the center to allow space for the wingers to occupy the wings and essentially having the players stay in their own zones. Okay, so those are things that we want to encourage offensively. We want the players to move with and without the ball. So when the pass is made, that they already try to become an option once again, or move into a position where they create space for another player. Okay, so that is what we want offensively. Defensively, we want our 3 players, because they are outnumbered, that they stay together, they stay compact, and when they pressure, that they pressure together. So for example, if we hit the ball out to the wing, this is an opportunity for 2 players to try to create a trap, right? Should they make it, then it's a 2 versus 1 if these 2 players are too slow to help. I mentioned that there is a counter-attack possibility. So if, let's say for example, one of the green players steal the ball or intercept a pass, however it is, but if they manage to get the ball, then they counter-attack in the opposite direction. So if they are close to this goal here, then these 3 players will counter-attack and attack full speed essentially in the goal on this side. Okay, so then here we want to encourage speed of attack, right? So when the green recovers the ball and they essentially move slow to attack, then we can, as a coach, say, okay, that's it, we go again, right? So you really want to encourage the counterattack to be quick, to be fast, that transition to be so fast that it doesn't give the 2 defenders enough time to organize themselves or to defend properly or to even get a shape where they can try to get that ball. Okay, so that's what we want to encourage defensively. Again, certain things like staying together, communicating, and essentially we want to encourage a lot of speed here, right? We want to try to recover the ball as soon as possible, because chasing the ball for 10 passes is a long time and it could be very tiring. Okay, so now another thing, if your players are having trouble trying to identify their zones or where they should stay, the spaces that they should be at, then we can add lines or cones, however you would like, but we can add lines to essentially try to help the players out. So for example, so here we can use a line to separate the halves. So for example, if we have this line here, right? So when we are passing on this side, then this tells this player that they should not cross this line, right? They should be an option on the other side so that when they get the ball, they essentially have time to dribble, move, or enough time and space to make a pass. Okay, so it's important that these players respect their space and use it to their advantage. Now that's separating the halves. We can also create little wings for further assisting our wings as well. So these could be anywhere between 3 to 5 yards or 5 meters, whatever it is, but just something to help the wingers and have them stay inside that zone where they're running up and down, but essentially using the width of the field. So that is just for extra help. Again, it's not necessary if your players can, adapt to it, but you do want to add these lines. If, let's say for example, you have a situation where the group is playing 5 versus 3 in just one of the half, right? When it's like this, then you know that your players are not using the width of the pitch. One of 2 things can happen here. You can stop the play and freeze it and let the players see for themselves that they are making it more difficult for themselves, or you can already, as a coach, pass the ball into one of the greens and then the green counterattacks like that, and then the players have to decide who's going to defend there. Okay, so then you as a coach can also create the counterattack situations. So if 10 passes is too difficult, then you can move it down down to 7 to 5, whatever it is, whatever is good for your team, whatever works for your players. So if your players need a little bit more of a difficult task, then you can add a 1-touch or 2-touch rule. Okay, you can also make the goal situations a little bit more difficult. So let's say, for example, our wingers are on the width and it's already the 10th pass. So now you can make a rule where the shot has to be taken on the first touch, boom, otherwise it doesn't count, or it has to be a touch back, a cross, an aerial goal, so with the head or a volley, whatever it is. You can add those rules to make the task a little bit more difficult. So that is, again, if the task is too easy, or just to add variety to the goal scoring options. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.